Hmm. Hare Krishna. Om Purnamadam Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, welcome to our Netflix series. If you missed your episode, don't worry. I'm going to give you an update. Yes, the episode is about step 2. Higher power can restore us to sanity. Now, today's presentation is going to be, I know that this program is intense, but let me tell you that this is a boot camp. If you want to take this process in a more relaxed way, come to the meetings, and meetings are a way where you can do this process in a more relaxed way. But this is a boot camp, so it's going to be intense. There are going to be handouts and booklets for you to study. So now let's start by the Samudra Manthan story. So it was like, if you have to like compare with a modern day parallel in a comedic way, it's like a ultimate cosmic kitchen disaster. You try to put different ingredients. You didn't exactly follow the recipe. Then the demigods and the demons were churning, and there was a surprise. And the surprise was a deadly poison. So imagine trying to make a smoothie in your kitchen and accidentally, instead of creating a sweet drink for your family, you create a chemical weapon, deadly chemical weapon. So that's something like what happened. And then of course, when chaos broke loose, everything just was hopeless. Then everybody approached Lord Shiva, Mahadev, and they said, let's hold a meeting and discuss this. So then Mahadev, because of who he is, he did something, right? Like he just sipped, just like we sip herbal tea. He just drank the poison. But today we're going to study why he did it. Did he do it to win something? Did he wanted to win the Best Husband of the Year award? Well, the wife was not so happy to let Shiva drink the poison. Or did he want to get more Instagram followers and he wanted to make a really good reel? Well, we'll talk about that today. So now, the Devas and Asuras, right? The both of them went to higher power, who is Krishna. Mahadev also they approached. So higher power restored them to sanity ultimately. So today's acronym is going to be Shiva, because you're going to learn from Shiva how the demigods and demons came together to churn the ocean of milk to get Amrita, the nectar of immortality. Similarly, in this program, we are also trying to get the nectar of recovery, nectar of finding taste to chant, to perform devotional service. Sounds like a good project, right? Except that there will be some deadly poison that will come first, just like it came in the ocean churning as well. There was a deadly poison which could destroy the whole creation, completely annihilate the whole creation. And there is something very important that I wanted to bring up. The sages were not part of this whole game here. The sages didn't even come here. Only the devatas were caught in this turbulence, in this whole universal turbulence. And devatas are the ones who have position in the universe. And the saints and the sages, they were in the forest chanting Hare Krishna and meditating, and they did not even come in touch with poison. Similarly, aspects of our life where we have personal expectations, where we have material desires, that's where we experience poison. And our true bhakti does not experience the poison. So the sages and the monks, they were smart enough to say, no drama, no material desires, no ambitions, please. We don't want all that. So similarly, that part of us, which wants Krishna, never touches poison. But the other part of us, the addictive part of the brain, the addictive part of my material desires is what puts me through this hell. Okay, so this is super important to get into our mind. So Shiva, the acronym is why it is Shiva. So the point is this: when we surrender to divine will, like Shiva did, we transform poison into nectar. Lord Shiva did not die from that poison. Similarly, our addiction doesn't have to kill us if we go towards true service. And that comes from true alignment with Krishna, not by people pleasing. So welcome. Today's presentation is all about overcoming codependency, giving a new beginning to ourselves. So S, Shiva is the acronym for this presentation today. Hope was the acronym also the other day for step 2, but Shiva is like the more, there are two sides of the coin. One is the hope and the other is learning from great devotees like Shiva. S stands for surrender to God's will. Why? Because Shiva drank the poison to please Vishnu, not out of concern for others' opinions. And H stands for heal from codependency's poison. And because codependency is a dysfunctional pattern, and true healing begins when we act from divine love, not fear. And then I stands for identify your motives. Ask yourself, am I acting from fear or love? Seeking validation or serving Krishna's will? And then V stands for divine, valuing divine mission. What's your value? Is it divine or not? So value divine mission. Because in the previous section or bootcamp episode, we see how the value system is more self-willed. It's not divine will. So here we are looking at values that will work for us. And that value is, we wanted to become heroes, and then we became zeros in the past life that we have led. And this life we are leading is true heroes serve higher purpose, not personal ambition or external expectations. So this is a big switch. It's a big switch. So align with higher power, alignment. When pleasing Krishna becomes our goal, and poison transforms into nectar for all. So we're not going to like sit down and say, oh, poor me, I have this planet in this chart and I have this kind of a partner, I have this kind of situation. No. We're going to use that poison for service. But how? How are we going to use it? So the cosmic crisis that we saw is the poison came up and they didn't know what to do. And during the ocean churning, the deadly poison was called hala hala. It surfaced, and then there was chaos. Everybody was fainting. Neither the devas nor the asuras could handle it. Then Shiva was approached, and Shiva, out of compassion and divine duty, compassionately he did it, not resenting. He drank the poison to protect the universe. But here's the key. Shiva did not drink the poison to be liked by devas or demigods or anybody. He did not do it to avoid rejection. Oh, what will people think? They'll stop worshiping me. He didn't do that. And he didn't do it to please others out of fear nor guilt. So very important lesson for us to learn. So Shiva acted purely from the motivation to please Vishnu. So we have a Bhagavatam quote here. I shall drink this poison for the good of all living beings, considering it my duty and to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He spoke to Parvati Devi this morning in our Bhagavatam as well. We touched this section. So Shiva's actions were aligned with Krishna's will. And Krishna wanted to give an opportunity for Lord Shiva to be glorified. What a beautiful thing. So when we put our efforts to please the Lord, and then the Lord will allow our whatever service we are doing to be glorified. So it's like a partnership, divine partnership, no codependency here. It's divine partnership with Krishna. So you may say, what's the difference? What's the difference between codependent? What's the difference between service and codependency? I don't get it, right? I don't get it. How does it work? Now here we got it all wrong in the world. We think that we're being Shiva most of the time. We give justification. We think we're more like, I don't know, like emotional firefighters or something, running around with a leaky bucket, trying to help others, trying to feel like a hero. And so codependency is when we overgive to be needed. Yeah, overgive with the intention to be needed. So if I don't do it, who will? What will happen? Oh, sacrifice ourselves for relationships. Why? Oh, if I don't do this, they'll leave me. They won't love me. And then, like I said, the leaky bucket. Seek validation by pleasing others. At least they'll think that I'm a good person. I'm a mess inside. I'm a mess at home. But at least they will think that it's good. Such low self-worth issues, right? So basically, we become emotional vending machines, mm, filled with guilt. And then it comes out in the form of looking like sacrifice. And then we feel resentment and fear and selfishness and discontentment and dishonesty, all that. So the core lesson here is this. When we serve from this space of selfish motivations and due to low self-esteem, then it's poison disguised as nectar. Then it'll appear like validation. This person is liking me and whatever. But it looks sweet, but slowly it's killing you. And it's enabling other people's dysfunctions. Sometimes we think that we're helping people. No, we are creating more dysfunction. We're creating, enabling, it's called in psychology language, enabling a person to keep drinking alcohol, or keep enabling a person to keep abusing us, or enable a person to keep asking us money, or enable a person to keep taking our time. It depends. You have to do your work today to write and see what's your enabling. What are you enabling? Okay, so this space of when we act from this space, it's poison disguised as nectar. Okay, that's the difference. Whereas the other way around, it feels like, oh my God, it's like poison, but actually it turns nectar when we do it for Krishna. Now, here's where we get it all wrong. Okay, what is codependency? Codependency is a distorted version of service where we give to be overneeded. We sacrifice ourselves to maintain relationships. We seek validation through pleasing of others. And then the poison of codependency, what it does, it kills our authenticity and enables dysfunction in others. Okay, let me go back. Okay, and then it also traps us in the illusion that our worth is tied to how much we sacrifice for others. Very interesting, right? Very thin. It's a very, very thin boundary here. Okay, now we're learning here from Shiva's example that true service is aligned with God's will, with Krishna's will. Shiva wasn't walking around with a clipboard saying, what do the asuras think about me? Hey, demigods, devas, are you happy? Let me post a story later in my Instagram page. Shiva was not people pleasing. He was like, will Vishnu be pleased? Is this what God wants me to do? Not what will make me look good. No. So, wow, such a core lesson here. When I align to my service and I do everything I do as a service to God, then I stop being an emotional vending machine. I don't do it anymore to feel good and fill my black hole. I don't do it anymore to make the other person feel good about me because, I am useless. So at least this person's validation. No. Now, this boot camp, we are making a decision to shift, make that real transformation. We are becoming instruments in Krishna's hand. It's like upgrading from a leaking bucket to an unshakable dam of divine service. Okay, that's like my mantra. I don't want to be a leaking bucket anymore. I want to be an unshakable dam of divine service. Okay, write this down in your notebooks, put it in your mirror, do this daily affirmation, especially if you have codependency issues. I want to be an unshakable dam of divine service, not just a leaky bucket. Okay. I mean, these are formulas to help you. Now Shiva's example about what means acting according to God's will is, okay, I have to go other way around, sorry. Divine surrender. Shiva was a hero because he surrendered to God's plan, not because he wanted validation. And divine intention, very important. Not what will they think about me, what will please Vishnu, what will please Krishna. So same we can apply in our life also. Then is a divine transformation. That's really called service, rooted in divine intention, which brings transformation, not what we just discussed in the previous slide, codependency. That is not going to make us fulfilled. So ego-driven actions versus divine service. That's what we're learning here. We are shifting. We are shifting paradigms here. We are setting a reset. We are pressing the reset button here. No more ego-driven actions. It's a huge difference because we have got it all wrong. I was taught wrong in childhood. So we listen to the society. You have to please, what other people have to No, this is a common thinking. What's a common thinking? If I do this, I'll be appreciated, loved, and respected by maybe parents, maybe friends, maybe society. I don't know, whoever is in your list. Then divine transformation means acting from God's will. That's what brings transformation. That's what Srila Prabhupada did. That's what Mahadev, Lord Shiva did. That's what great devotees like Parikshit did. That's what Arjuna did. That's what Draupadi did. That's what many, many, many examples. True heroes of compassion who became an instrument in God's hands. I cannot emphasize this enough. I cannot glorify this point enough. Even being in Hare Krishna movement, being a devotee initiated, second initiated, chanting mantras, being physically engaged in service, if we don't make this switch internally, we cannot experience Shuddha Bhakti. We cannot experience. So the trap of acting from fear and guilt. Sometimes we perform devotional service out of fear and guilt. It's like trying to fix a leaky tap by flooding the whole house. No, we think that I'm solving the problem, but only I'm creating a bigger mess. Oh, if I don't do this, Krishna will not bless me. If I don't do this thing, we will be cursed. And guilt and shame and fear. So what happens when we act from fear? We exhaust ourselves. When I act from fear, I exhaust myself. I have so much experience about that. I should write a whole book about what happens when I act from fear. Then what else happens? We become, let me go to the next slide. We exhaust ourselves. What happens when we have to fear? Exhaustion. We exhaust trying to control outcomes, people, situation, exhaustion. And then we are also thinking, we will save the world, right? That's another thing that we think. And then we become resentful and we become bitter because our efforts go unappreciated or we don't succeed that way. And let me see what else other thing happens here. Oh, 1 second. Yeah. Then enabling, like I said, we think we're helping, but we are actually encouraging other people's harmful behavior. And by trying to rescue them, trying to do something that they can do on their own. That's codependency. Okay, so we can ask these questions. Am I trying to be a hero in the wrong movie? Like Karna? Are we trying to save the world? Codependency addiction? And when we are actually addicted to approval? Oh my God, these questions are so important if you want to pass from this boot camp. Am I addicted to approval? Ask yourself these questions. Am I acting from love or fear? You'll be sent out the booklets. It's all ready. I will send it right after this presentation. Am I acting from love or fear? Am I serving to align with God's will or to gain approval? Ask yourself this. Only you can answer this. And you don't need to answer to anybody third person. Answer it to yourself and to Krishna. So, core lesson here. When we act to please Krishna, the poison turns into nectar. When I stop managing outcomes, external outcomes, then I start becoming an instrument in Krishna's grace. So next time you feel like you're overgiving or people pleasing, just ask yourself, what poison am I drinking? Am I being Shiva or am I being emotional Uber driver, taking everyone where they want, but losing myself in the process and becoming an addict of validation? Okay, validation or whatever it is that is in your bucket list. Surrender to a higher purpose. That's where freedom is. Surrendering to Krishna's will allows us to serve with clarity and purpose that is free from fear and guilt. We'll study more and more as we go deeper into the boot camp. And Shiva didn't do that to control anybody. He didn't. And he also didn't control the poison. Like, so my weakness is, I'm not fighting them alone. I'm actually asking Krishna to intervene. And so the demigods and the demons, like I said, the sages didn't have to face the poison. So I am not asking these parts of me that are stuck with disappointment or betrayal or attachment. I don't have to kill it. I just have to quote unquote drink it, meaning giving it to Krishna, doing it for Krishna, those difficult relationships, those struggles. Krishna, I'm offering you today. I'm struggling to chant my rounds, but please, with the capacity I have left, I'm chanting. So please accept me. Please empower me to be an instrument in your hands because nothing else for several lifetimes has worked. All right. Be a hero of divine service, not hostage of expectations. Again, these are formulas I use for myself, and I'm sharing the secrets here. Being a hero is everybody wants to be a hero. We want to be the star of our life, but be a hero of divine service, not hostage of expectation of other people. All right, inner motivations. So today's reflection is this. What's your inner motivation? What should be your inner motivation? Are we acting from love or fear? If you clarify that, you have your answer. And are we serving to align with God's will, or are we caught up in the cycle of pleasing others? So, because true heroism, what's true heroism? It's in surrender. That's what we're studying in scriptures. So the divine alchemy is when we act to please Krishna, the poison turns into nectar, and we become instruments of Krishna's grace. And true heroism which lets us be heroes, not hostages of expectations of whatever. All right. I've made a promise that I'm gonna end in time today. So this is the presentation thing. I have like so much to share on this topic. And when I was preparing this presentation, I said it's impossible to cover it in 30 minutes. I actually made two booklets for you, which I'm going to send out. It's all about this navigating the spiritual. Why are you doing these things? Is it codependency? Is it out of fear and love? So it's like a whole tapestry to figure out how to get out of this. Okay. Any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Waiting for the booklet to read that.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so please read the booklet before the next session because it really gives you a good all-around perspective before we move forward in this step work. Okay, we have 5 minutes. Any comments, any questions?
I have a question. So this is a topic that I've been struggling with, I think, for years, and especially even lately. So it's wonderful. I really, really loved hearing what you were saying. So I have this situation where somebody's asking me for help, and I'm feeling like I don't want to. I don't feel like, because I have given, and so this question is there. Like, I think the guilt for me is not that am I doing it, is this person going to like me, or like I don't want to. I've not been giving right now, and I've been holding back, and I'm feeling very guilty about that, because I'm feeling like I should be wanting to be like Shiva. I should be giving. The guilt is not that will this person like me. The guilt is that am I not doing the right thing for Krishna's devotee, because this person's a devotee. So I don't know how to navigate that. I don't know if this is
Very relevant.
an answerable question.
Actually, the answer is in Bhagavatam. Parvati Devi, when Mahadev approaches her, can I drink the poison? Because you have to approach your wife before you make serious decisions. So he goes and asks Bhavani. And so Bhavani knows, it says in the Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami speaking that Bhavani knows the capabilities of Mahadev. He knows how capable he is. She knows how capable he is. And therefore, she allows him. So the point is, the answer is in that question. Our capacity, for example, if I have only 24 hours a day, unfortunately, that's all I have. And there is 10 hours that I need to do my duties, my seva and duties. And then I need to sleep for 6 to 7 hours. And then I need to do my sadhana, I need to do everything. Then if I give somebody wants an hour of my time, I have to see, am I capable of that? Can I afford that? So similarly, like what I started doing is a lot of people want my time and attention. So I decided I will give that attention if they do certain programs, which is transformational. So if you come to these meetings, that's where I can give you my time. So similarly, you have to see how you can channel the capacity so that, like, I don't want to tell people, sorry, I don't have time for you. I tell them, come to these boot camps, come to the meetings. This is where that's the only time I have. I cannot carve out. Similarly, it could be money. Somebody wants money. Okay, this is what I have. I can give you 100 rupees. So sometimes it's not about giving or not giving. It's about analyzing my capacity and doing the needful in a way that there is no fear of giving and there's no guilt of not giving. Does it make sense? Again, I don't know your specific situation, what it is that this person wants. Is it time? Is it money? Is it energy? Is it something to be done? Are you capable of doing it? Because that requires humility and powerlessness to accept that I cannot. Because it's true for me, I cannot unless somebody gives in exchange. Like maybe they give me, when I do my astrological consultations, this is my thing. I charge a minimum of this much. This is the time. That's for my time. So you give me this much and I give you my time because I have to cut part of my life to give to that person. So you need to look at what it is, how valuable is that thing that this person is needing? How capable are you? And what do you need in exchange for that? And my teacher always says, love is useful. Love is useful. Like Shiva's love and compassion is useful because it's saving the world. It's saving the jivas from dying from the poison. So it is a useful act. So I need to see if my act is being useful or am I just enabling the person. So you have to see the three dimensions that I mentioned. Does it help?
Yes, and it is still a little bit more to unpack here. So this is time. He's asking for my time. He's asking for my advice, and he's been doing this for a year, and I've given him a lot of time. But what I feel is used. So again, I'm feeling like I'm not being authentic here. I'm not being loving here because the reason I'm not wanting to give anymore is because I'm feeling used. He's not. Like he's asking me on his own terms very frequently, and even when I say I'm busy, he's like asking. So even though I can spare time, like I don't want to because I'm feeling used and I'm feeling taken advantage of and I'm feeling so the capacity.
It is
Yeah, so the
useful for you and it's not useful to anybody. Yeah, that it sounds, I mean, from what I hear, it sounds like a typical example of enabling and exploitation or whatever. So yeah, then there is the, when toxicity comes and it's not useful to you and it's draining you. Oh, it's a big red flag, definitely.
yeah, that's draining me for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, when we give from the right place, it empowers us. It gives us energy. If you have experience, when you do service, you feel energized. Yeah,
Thank you so much.
this is very useful thing. Okay, so I'm gonna send you out the booklets. Kindly read both of them, although some are repeated things to emphasize the point. But this example of churning of the ocean, that's what we're doing here, churning our hearts. And drinking poison, we're doing every day with our families, with our bosses, with our neighbors, with the government. We're drinking, but what is the purpose? What's the intention? And what is that poison doing to me? If it's killing me, maybe it's time to stop it. Like I said, toxic things, useless things. But if there is some element of selfishness and therefore the poison is hurting me, then we hit the reset button, shift our perspectives, and look at this as a service to Krishna. My mission, my service is God's work. It's my service. It's about alignment with Krishna's will. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. And please read the booklets. Hare Krishna.